The phrase, "Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers," originates from 2 Corinthians 6:14, a verse that has resonated through centuries and continues to provoke thought and discussion among believers. At its core, this scripture addresses the profound implications of relationships, whether they be personal, professional, or spiritual. To unpack its meaning, we must delve into the metaphor of the yoke and the contrasting elements of righteousness and unrighteousness, light and darkness. A yoke, traditionally used to harness two animals for plowing, symbolizes partnership and shared burdens. When the Apostle Paul advises against being unequally yoked, he warns against forming partnerships with those who do not share the same foundational beliefs. This is not merely a caution against romantic relationships, it extends to friendships, business ventures, and any significant alliances. The essence of this teaching lies in the potential discord that arises when two parties, fundamentally different in their values and worldviews, attempt to work together. The phrase, "For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness?" invites us to reflect on the nature of our associations. Righteousness, often associated with moral integrity and alignment with divine principles, stands in stark contrast to unrighteousness, which embodies moral corruption and disobedience to God's commandments. When individuals with opposing values join forces, the inevitable friction can lead to misunderstandings, conflict, and disillusionment. For instance, a believer who prioritizes honesty and integrity may find themselves at odds with a business partner who values profit over principle. Such disparities can erode trust and compromise one's moral standing. Furthermore, the scripture continues with the poignant question, "And what communion hath light with darkness?" This imagery evokes the idea of illumination versus obscurity. Light symbolizes truth, clarity, and divine wisdom, while darkness represents ignorance, deceit, and moral ambiguity. In the spiritual realm, light and darkness cannot coexist harmoniously, they are fundamentally incompatible. When believers engage in relationships with those who dwell in darkness, they risk losing their own light, becoming influenced by the very values they seek to avoid. However, it is crucial to approach this scripture with balance. The call to avoid being unequally yoked does not advocate for isolation or disdain towards those who do not share one's faith. Rather, it encourages discernment in forming relationships. Believers are called to engage with the world, to be salt and light, Matthew 5:13-16, but they must also remain vigilant about the influences they allow into their lives. In conclusion, the admonition against being unequally yoked serves as a protective measure for believers, urging them to cultivate relationships that nurture their faith and align with their values.